All right, guys, happy race day, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Got a little bit of an interesting race today. We are at Coronado Naval Base for a San Diego street course, which is uh, pretty unique. It'll be very interesting to see how the race plays out. So it's a pretty long track. We have 75 laps today. So for DFS purposes, really want to focus on finishing position and place differential. If we can get guys that we think are going to finish inside the top 10 or give us a lot of place differential points, ideally, we can find combinations of both. I think those are really the drivers you want to build around. So obviously, we've never been here before, so there's not really a data set to look at. I think the most applicable data is probably just the road course data. So I'm really pulling the last 10 road courses. How have these drivers done? And then also, I think you can look at practice as well to see how are they actually running this weekend. So when we get to the driver by driver breakdown, it's not a surprise, but we have SVG significantly priced higher than everyone else. He is the heavy favorite by far. He starts first. He was the fastest in the practice averages. He's a 2.4 average finish over the last nine road courses with five wins, seven top fives, and nine top tens. And he has 100 plus more laps than anyone else in the field. So he is the heavy favorite by far. Starts on the pole. There's a good chance he just runs away with this race. Really, the only thing that can beat him today most likely is mechanical failure, or if he gets a penalty or gets into the wall or something breaks. Otherwise, this should be the SVG show today. But you also have Reddick and Zilic up here. So Reddick is really good. He offers a lot of place differential upside, which SVG does not have. With a limited number of laps, it really, kind of minimizes the importance of lap leaders. So Reddick gives you some nice place differential upside. Sixth fastest in the 5 lap average. In the last 10 road courses, he's finished in the top 10 7 times. So pretty good. Zilic, I'm really not going to get to too much, maybe for tournaments. He's fast. He has the speed. He can probably rack up some fast laps. The concern with Zilic is the results, the finishes. His average running position is much better than his average finishing position. With how this year has gone for him, he really needs this weekend to turn his season around. Um, Dropping down to the 9K range, you got Gibbs, Bell, Byron, Busher, and Elliott. For the most part, I like most of these guys. I like Gibbs a lot. He was third quickest in the single lap, fourth fastest in the 5 lap. Didn't qualify as good, but still near the front. So I think he has a really good speed, good finishing potential, gives you some place differential upside. Really like Ty Gibbs for tournaments. Christopher Bell, if it wasn't for his injury, I would be like over the moon, like playing him like a lot. He's very good at the road courses. But there's a good chance he gets out of this car relatively early. Then Brent Cruz steps in. If Bell does stay in the car, he's not going to be 100%. I don't think he's going to run that well. Even if Cruz does come in, he has limited experience. Bell will still score you the points. It's a JGR car starting 37th, so even a top 30 finish is a very easy, I would imagine. But just limit your, expectations and keep that in mind. Hendrick just kind of looked off at our most recent road course. None of them really qualified that great either. But Byron was 15th in the single lap and 18th in the 5 lap, so starting 27th, that suggests that he should move forward, but not really a target play for me. Chris Buescher, I like a lot. He's been super consistent on the road courses, really good results. His practice and qualifying times were a little concerning, but what are we really going off of? If you just look at previous road courses, it suggests that Buescher should be a good play. So I'm still going to be interested for those reasons. And same thing with Chase Elliott. His times are also concerning. It was not really that good. This team really struggled at Watkins Glen as well too, which was a surprise. But again, if we look at the previous just road course, data in general, Buescher and Elliott ranked near the top. So I really like both of them today. I think they give you some good place differential upside. I think they should be good plays. A guy that did have speed though is going to be Kyle Larson. So he looked the best out of the Hendrick cars. He was actually quickest in practice and then was seventh in the 5 lap average. So Not really the best qualifying effort, so kind of like Ty Gibbs, he practiced a lot better than he qualified. So I really like the place differential upside and the finishing potential that Kyle Larson provides. McDowell's another driver that ranks up there with Busher and Elliott when we get to the road courses. He had times inside the top 10 for both single and five lap averages in practice. It was actually P3 in the five lap. And if we look at the last 10 road courses for McDowell, he has six top fives and seven top tens. So pretty good value play, if you ask me. Briscoe's okay. Didn't really show that much pace in practice. His qualifying result really wasn't the best. However, he's going to be in our player pool. He's still in a Toyota. He's still in a JGR car. I think he can still move forward. And if we look at the last 10 road courses, he has finished inside the top 10 50% of the time. Another driver that's finished in the top 10 50% of the time at the last 10 road courses is going to be AJ Allmendinger. Doesn't give you the place differential upside that Briscoe does, but AJ is a little bit more of a road course specialist. You know, there used to be a time when we talked about AJ being one of the drivers to beat. I don't really think he'll be in contention for the win, but I think, a top eight, top seven type of day for him is very doable. Um, Ryan Blaney, I'm just not getting to really fast in qualifying, but his qualifying result was a lot better than practice and a lot better than his typical average finish on road courses. So the fear for him is probably just going to drop back throughout the field. Um, Hamlin has been extremely dominant. However, when we get to the road courses, we typically see him cool off significantly. But he still starts mid-pack. It's still Denny Hamlin. It's still a JGR car. He still should give you some place differential upside. He has a 21st place average finish over the last 10 road courses. So starting 26th, does he project super high? No. But it's pretty hard for him not to, have a decent day for you. Kevin Magnussen, pretty cool to see him in the field, but given his limited DFS, or I should say, given his inexperience in this car for DFS purposes, I'm just really not too interested. But it will be cool to see how he does. Chastain struggled in practice. That lack of practice speed is definitely a concern. 18th place average finish if we look at the last 10 road courses. He does have three top 10s to show for it. So again, another driver that's in the player pool, not really targeting him, but I do want to get some exposure to Chastain. Brees and Suarez, kind of the same plays for me. Both qualified well, decent pace, but with where they were practicing qualifying and their typical results on road courses suggest they're probably going to drop back throughout the field. Logano starts right around where I think he's going to finish, 18th place average finish across the last 10 road courses. Alex Bowman's pretty much in the same boat as Logano, 20th place average finish for him over the last, 10 road courses. Cindric, you're going to need some place differential plays if you are playing SVG. So Cindric starts deep, will be a popular PD option. Average finish place also around 20th across the last 10 road courses. His practice times were slow, but I anticipate this race to be relatively chaotic. Some accidents. I think that helps Austin Cindric today. Hocevar, I'm not getting to. Very, very fast time in qualifying. For whatever reason, if SVG has an issue at the start, Hocevar is there to lead, but pretty hard to trust Hocevar, even just to finish the race cleanly, especially when you get at such a technical track like this. Corey Heim and Bubba Wallace are very similar plays to me. I think both GPP options. Both of them had top 10 times in the five lap averages. Strong qualifying results to back it up as well. I do not want to play Brad Keselowski. He really struggles on the road courses. Zane Smith's out qualified where I think he'll run, especially looking at his practice times. Eric Jones starts deep, and I think we'll get a lot of ownership, but Jones is really not good on the road courses. 25th place average finish across the last 10. Um, if you want some tournament plays, you can look at Austin Hill and Todd Gilliland. Hill won the O'Reilly race yesterday and actually showed some strong pace in the Cup car. He was ninth fastest in the single lap and actually second across the five lap average, which was very surprising, only behind SVG. And then he actually backed it up in qualifying 10th. Very risky, but the speed is definitely there. You can also make the same argument for Todd Gilliland, although he starts fifth compared to Hill's 10th. So definitely just a tournament play. But he was second fastest in the single lap and fifth quickest in the 5 lap. So just like Austin Hill, the speed is there. They backed it up in qualifying. This car will have pace, but it is definitely risky for who it is, where they start, and where they're priced, and how badly it can go if they have even an average day. John Hunter Nemechek is going to be another guy I like getting to, kind of for the same reasons as Austin Cindric. He's very cheap. He starts deep in the field. It's hard for him really not to score you points. And if we anticipate this race to be somewhat chaotic, that should help, some of these deeper plays. Herbst is another guy I don't mind getting to. He was P13 in the single lap times. He's actually been one of the most improved cars this year as well, too. So I like him for tournaments. Austin Dillon, 25th place average finish over the last 10 road courses. Qualifying result a little bit better than his average finish, so don't really like going there. Josh Berry's terrible on the road courses, but he starts so deep in the field, kind of like Eric Jones. It's hard for him not to score you points, and I can see a lot more people playing Jones than Berry. So I kind of like the pivot there to Berry over Jones, even if it's relatively minimal amount of ownership difference. Jimmy Johnson just always seems to have issues when he gets in the next gen car. Stenhouse starts deep, but he's not really a road course guy. Gregson, he starts deep, probably finishes deep. Cole Custer starts around where I think he'll run. I wish he started a little bit further back with some, place differential upside. He's actually decent on the road courses, but starting 25th, I don't really anticipate him moving forward too many spots. Ty Dillon would probably be the lowest I would go on the slate. Another guy I think you can sprinkle in lineups. 16th in the single lap and actually 18th in the 5 lap is encouraging for a driver only $4,700. And then Cody Ware starts DFL. Not really any downside to him, but should be a back marker car. So this slate will be interesting. It'd be cool to see, who gets the checker flag at the end of the day. It's basically SVG, versus the field. But hopefully this video has been helpful for you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the race.